I haven't been posting too often on this project as I've been trying to focus on getting my mechanics down before showcasing any of it. Now, again, that isn't really a fair excuse and all, but again, I will showcase the work I have managed to complete during the time in between forum. Now, again, well, like previously shown, we have the goat that destroys the rocks. And when, of course, the goat achieves this task, he can collect a key. Once this is done, of course, you would also be able to have the chance to play as the what is now a ship, but I will likely change it to be a bird in the future. So when you possess the ship, these squares, which will be turned into rings, appear. And once you collect all current rings in the sky, you would then be able to collect the key. From there, if the player were to head over here, this is the final main mechanic that I'm working on currently, and this one is perhaps the most unfinished one. How this one works is when the player shoots the target, that is shown, it will of course follow the splice and all, but if the player shoots the target, it will of course then turn blue. And if all current targets have been shot in the game, the player will then be able to hit the task. Now, there is one issue with this target system right now. It's probably because of how I may have followed a tutorial or two, and there might be a minor mistake that I haven't noticed myself, but again, I will update when I do fix it. But as you can see, there are currently 3 targets already existing. However, when you start the game, only 1 stay. Again, I will try to fix this issue, and I will update when I have the resolution. Now, in terms of the rest of these mechanics, the rest of them can be more of a bonus for me if I have the time to continue developing the ideas. For instance, as mentioned in the forum, there is a mechanic for swimming. It's an idea that I do want to work on, except after talking with a lecturer about feedback, they suggested I'd work on 3 main mechanics, which is what I have. But again, if I have time, I will try to work on these other mini mechanics for the game. The other thing that I definitely need to do before working on the extra mechanics, though, is to make the mechanics look a bit better. Because as of now, they are simple dev cubes and there aren't any models to a lot of these things. Which again, I will update whenever I have actual changes towards them. I'm unsure how I am going to go about them yet. I may use a free source to get models, or I may just use cubes and mix it together, similar to how I did it in my previous module of engines. But that is all for this update. Again, I have been lacking in posting in the forum, but I will also ensure that I post this week's or any other weeks that I've missed onto my forum by this next lesson. And again, I'll update on the forum whenever I can. But again, that's all for the video. I'll update.